reckon? Is it gonna do it?
I think so.
Don't try this at home, kids.
Let's see if this is gonna bend and hold it. Oh my God. Oh, the car's moving. Pretty much the entire weight of the whole car.
You ready?
No, but go.
Go.
This is scary.
No, but yeah.
Yeah, slowly. How you going, everyone? My name's Adam from the Cruiser Company, and today we're going to be doing some torture testing on the rear bar from the Cruiser Company. This is a brand new design, brand new everything. This is a tow bar incorporated rear bar, obviously for a 76 series. Now what we could do is go forward driving and hit it against a bunch of things, but we already know it can handle that.
Cut to me.
So as you've probably seen in the thumbnail and maybe some posts on social media, we're going to be picking up this whole car and doing a lot of different things on spots that you're not meant to do it on this bar. Before we get into that, I'm going to touch on a few things as to why this bar in particular is so strong, and the rest of our products as well, but just bear with me because I'm going to also tell you what a lot of other options on the market are doing and what's different about this and why you want to go something like this. Provide some education on rear bars just in general, and like how the design and how the materials really affects the end result and the reliability of it. Because the rear bars, they cop a hiding. You hit everything on these, don't you, Brad?
Absolutely.
Yeah. First things first is just the material that this bar is made out of. This is not really seen on a lot of other brands, I suppose, but we're mainly going to be talking about those cheap bars you can get from overseas with no wait time, and you're sort of wondering why bars like this are so much more expensive than bars like that. The main thing is that this bar is fully 5mm steel, and it has 8 to 10mm mounting plates to the chassis. And that's way thicker than what you'll find on any of those bars that are going to cost you like $1,000 or $2,000 that you can get instantly, because they just come in a box from overseas, and they're all 3mm steel, and they're also not good quality steel, and they're not good quality welds. And that makes a big difference when it comes to how many times you smack this rear bar on things. You can see this, that's the start of the wing. The wings are always the weakest part of your rear bar because there's no bracing or any mounting here. So our wing is 5mm all the way through. Folds actually provide strength when it comes to this section. And then this bottom bit here, it folds down like that. One, it acts as a chain, so you can chain up your mud flaps. But having this fold here, when you drop this down on a rock or just on anything, being able to hit straight on the edge of that is going to prevent that folding up, well, help prevent it, depends how hard you hit it. But I'd be very surprised if you banana this wing. Every single bar of ours is braced to the chassis. What a lot of people do, they'll brace it and it'll be braced from here, or they just don't brace it at all and it just folds. Like 3mm steel, no brace, that's not going to stand a chance. What's very important, and what I think is the most important thing when you're buying a rear bar, is to make sure it's braced back to the chassis properly. So this is all 5mm going straight back to the chassis, as you can see in here. Basically, if you hit that there, it's going to be pushing directly against the chassis. You're going to have to fold this whole 5mm plate with all the rigidity of that wing. That's going to be pretty hard to do, to be honest. Brad's tried a few times.
Give it a red hot crack. I mean, you know.
That, in my opinion, is probably one of the most important things about a rear bar that people don't think about, because this section is what you're always going to hit. There's no denying, like, you're going to hit underneath there or on the side. That's why you have a bar with your hoops for side impacts. And if it's not braced and it's not 5mm steel, then this is either going to fold or this is going to fold and hit your quarter, and then you may as well not have it.
I did actually order another rear bar before I ordered my Cruiser Company bar, and I actually ordered the Cruiser Company bar as well because of the fact that it was braced back to the chassis.
There you go.
So I cancelled my other one.
And Brad is a paying customer. So
I
did. That is completely unbiased.
I bought it because that's the bar that I wanted.
That's completely unbiased opinion from Brad behind the camera, who owns the 80 series in the background, which we will touch on in a second.
A rig.
What a rig.
Diesel.
So that to me is the most important thing when it comes to a rear bar, is that wing section. I see a lot of wings that just fold, a lot of wings that just have massive dints in them. A lot of people think their wings are braced, but they're not really. We're going to test this out later in this video.
We are.
To see just how strong this wing really is, and also these welds for the hoop. I highly doubt there's going to be a lot of other bars on the market that are going to do what we're going to do to this today. So stay tuned. So we're based in Pakenham in Victoria. So obviously this bar is 100% Australian made. It comes into our factory as a flat bit of metal and leaves like that. The only thing that happens outside of our factory is color coding. So we do all the powder coating, all the folds, wales, designs, everything. It's all Australian made in Victoria. On the powder coating, we're gonna go over to Brad's car. He's done a few pretty hardcore four-wheel driving trips already. Everyone keeps commenting on this dent in his quarter. That happened before.
I guarantee you that was a tree root way before we got that rear bar on, because I don't think that would have to move a fair bit.
That'd have to move heaps to do that. Just touching on the powder coating, this has copped a fair few whacks over the couple trips that it's been on. These marks here, that's actually not scratches through the powder coat. There's actually still powder coat there. The only spot is sort of like here because he's hit a rock really hard right there. You're never gonna have 100% powder coat if you're hitting it on rocks, but that's pretty good, all things considered. A lot of again, other ones of these cheaper bars that you can get from overseas, they have powder coat, but it's not the same powder coat that we use. I'm no expert, but I've seen the difference. A real scratch looks like that, which Brad's literally smashed that into a rock. So there's not really much you can do about that. But
yeah, you're gonna get that.
It's pretty good. I've done like one four-wheel driving thing and I've put a couple marks on it. As you can see that right there, that's just saved my quarter, to be honest, because that was a bank. So it works.
And a Jap spec cruiser like this one's probably not that easy.
It's not that common. This is an imported Prado. It's a KZJ 78. The back half is identical to a 76 series, so it bolts up the exact same. So just pretend it's a 76 with coils.
JDM 76.
JDM. What else is there to touch on? I mean, this bar in particular, because this is a tow bar incorporated bar, the strength of this bar is going to be miles higher because your tow bar takes your essential mounting points on the chassis. So if you have an integrated tow bar in the rear bar, you can now utilize those points. It also just raises the tow bar up. So it's just all around better. This one in particular is rated to 3.5 ton. That's very high for a 76 series. I'd like to see 3.5 ton behind the Prado.
You probably wouldn't want to tow it. You don't have enough power to pull
No.
it, mate.
All right, so we've just jumped into CAD here because it kind of just showcases the tow bar a bit easier than when it's on the car. So what you're looking at here is the back of the bar, and what's highlighted blue, that's the tow bar itself. Now in CAD, you only have to design one half of the bar because it's symmetrical. So that piece of RHS does go all the way through and it's one single piece. And what I wanted to highlight about this, as you can see, it actually sits inside the 10mm mounting plates, and then the ends get welded to that plate. So if something was to happen, or if you majorly overload it or do something dumb, it is actually sitting inside of the cradle. So all the pressure is actually pulling on those main brackets rather than welds or anything like that. But yeah, I just wanted to touch on that because it is a very crucial point of this design, and it's very simple but very effective. If your tow bar was to break, it's just not going to end well. So we want to avoid that at all costs. So we believe this is over-engineered, which just means it's going to be more reliable. All right, let's go back to the video.
The chain points here, I've had a few questions from mates that have seen this bar. Why is there a gap here and not here? This bit of 5mm, that's not an individual piece, this is all one piece. And this one piece actually extends from here and it goes over, folds down, and then folds under all the way over there. So this is one whole piece in there, and then it's fully welded all the way. So that is incredibly strong, and so is that, as it needs to be to pass the test for 3.5 ton towing. The reason that this doesn't come back up is how are you gonna get your pin in and out if that comes all the way up? So that's why there's a gap there, but it is plenty strong enough. I think that was like the first thing you asked me, Brad, is why is there a gap?
I noticed that straight away.
Yeah. So that's why.
Makes sense.
So we've got an integrated toe plug into the bar, and there's also room for an Anderson plug. This is a slightly earlier sort of bar. We're just gonna move this a little bit to accommodate for this room, but it will work very well. This is just a little bit close, but we will fix that. I think I've done enough talking. I just want to provide some info on rear bars and basically the differences between good quality ones that do cost the money and then those cheaper ones that you can get from overseas. And they always say, don't spend the money and get this. Well, what's going to happen is you're going to get the cheaper one for 1,500, something like that. you're gonna break it, it's gonna look terrible, and then you're gonna go to this and now you've spent more money. Rear bars cop an absolute hiding on every single wagon because your car is so long, and as soon as you go forward driving, that's the first thing you hit is your rear bar. Let's start doing what I'm a bit nervous about.
And I'm very excited for.
Well, it's not your car, so
It's pretty easy.
it's pretty easy for you, but for me,
pretty
it's a
happy to
little bit
do it.
nerve-wracking. We are going to be testing the rigidity of this hoop and this swing and this entire bar by putting a sling around it onto a forklift and picking up the whole car off of that, which is the weakest point of a rear bar, is this hoop on the wing. It's not a super heavy car, but I think it still weighs about 2.8, 2.7 ton.
It's got a full touring setup.
It's got a full touring setup in the back, but the Prados are just in general lighter than Land Cruisers, but it's still gonna be a lot of weight pulling up on this one spot. So let's do that and pray. The first two, I've got faith. The last one, I don't know. The designer seems very confident, so I guess we'll see how good his designs are.
And if they can't do that, they're obviously not good enough. Make them better.
Speaking of that, I fully forgot about the bracing that's inside this on the carriers. We have braces all through here, so this corner is incredibly strong. One, for impacts, but two, your carriers. Carriers have a lot of leverage, so you don't want that to be bending. Like you go over corrugations, this is gonna move a little bit. I mean, look at Brad's setup. He's got a 33 with max tracks and a bin bag. That's a lot of leverage on the back of that carrier. He's about to do Simpson Desert. That's a lot pulling on that all the time.
We'll test it out, don't you worry.
Yeah, you'll test it out. And basically everything comes down to this one point. So if that's not braced properly, you're gonna have dramas. You're gonna have cracks. Your wheel carrier is probably gonna fall off. I've seen it happen.
We've got one mate that his wheel carrier swings open a lot.
Swings open a lot. The first time I met that mate, he drove in with his wheel carrier bolted to the roof because it snapped off. So it does happen, trust me. So that is very important in there. But enough talking, let's get into the fun part. Yeah, Brad, let's go get the forklift and let's pick this car up. Excuse me, are you forklift certified?
I am forklift certified.
Are you?
I won't show you my license though.
In the comments below, let me know genuinely what you think is going to happen, because I mean, I've got faith, but I still, it's a lot of weight pulling on that one spot in a direction that it probably wouldn't normally be pulled in. So it's a little bit nerve-wracking because this is my personal car. Jump on.
What do you reckon?
Let's just go slow.
Is it gonna do it?
I think so.
Ready?
Yeah. Oh, the car's moving. Oh my God. Brad, the car's moved a lot.
There's basically no weight on that wheel. That's obviously in the air. It moved tiny bit. I thought about stopping, but then it stopped moving, so I was like, we could probably go a little bit higher. We could roll it over if you want, then we can show them underneath the bar. Oh, perfect. No point going more than that.
Are you impressed?
Well, I'm pretty impressed, to be honest.
That's pretty insane. I don't know how much I trust going under there. I don't want to. Look at that.
There's not actually that much weight on that one either.
No, that's what I was saying. It dragged that over.
Yeah. Oh! No!
Don't do that. Chuck her down and we'll see if that wing does come back or if it's going to be permanently bent slightly. Oh, she's mint. She's perfect. It just went straight back to where it was. So this test, Brad has hooked his windshark to the wing and he's pulling it that way, which is going to pull
ready?
the back of the car around. The car is in neutral at the moment because it is an auto. So he's going to pull it around and hopefully swing it around. He's on quite an angle. So unfortunately, my microphones went flat just before we started filming it, but you can still see what happened. That was pretty wild. It was just like a turntable.
Yeah.
And it just spun.
That was the idea.
Pretty impressed that that's holding up. So that's the two weakest parts of the bar when it comes to the protection of the bar. This next one, a little bit nervous about, but we're gonna do it anyway. This is our carrier arm, which, by the way, these are modular carry arms. You can put that on there or whatever you want, take them off, run no arms, whatever. We're gonna put a sling around here and try and pick it up from the one arm. I don't know how you feel about that, but I'm nervous.
No idea.
I'm nervous.
I'm 50-50.
But that's what we're here to do. We'll just do it and we'll see what happens, because if it doesn't bend or something, anything like that, that's serious impressive.
It's product testing. You don't know.
You don't know until you know. All right. We're strapped up to it. We did think about going out here, but I think that's a bit of a carry-on. Let's just try and pick it up straight from the carrier. Just go slow, Brad.
You ready?
No, but go.
Go.
This is scary.
No, but yeah.
Yeah, slowly. Oh, it's doing it. I don't think it's moved. That wheel's off the ground. All right, let's stop there. That wheel is officially off the ground, off of the carrier.
I didn't think it would do that.
That's scary. I'm not going anywhere near that.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's borderline stupid.
It's moved a little bit, but I mean, come on, it's literally picking up the car off the carrier. And look at that, the bar is dead straight. That just looks all sorts of wrong.
You want to snatch off it next?
I think we're pushing our luck. I think we stop. I think we stop here.
While we're ahead.
If that doesn't sell you on just how strong these bars are, I don't know what will, because I didn't, on like full transparency, didn't think it was going to pick up a wheel from the carrier. I thought that the stub would just
let go.
Something would let go. That's impressive, and I mean, show me another bar that'll do that. I'm almost speechless that it's just done that. This video was mainly to be educational, but also, I mean, we can show you just how strong the bar is. And we wanted to know for ourselves, but I mean, proof is in the pudding. What else can we really do? I don't know. Thank you all for watching. I hope that this has sort of proved a point about quality built bars and just how much better they are than, you know, those real cheap ones that you can get online. So yeah, thank you all for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.